What are some of the changes that you want to see coming into this thing? Because what's up with all these GAs, dude?
Oh, the GAs. Yeah, they're getting a little crazy. I know in the pro scene, I know the most recent one was like Task Force Barrel for the AK-74U, which is it kind of acts like high caliber. And I'm a sub player, so I'm like, yo, it's actually not that bad. Like we should keep it in for sure because it's like a 3-bullet headshot and then like a 4-bullet to the body, so it takes one less bullet than usual. But I know in the Challenger scene, like they were going crazy yesterday. I think they wanted to GA like the AK-47, the AR. They wanted to GA the SMG, the KSP. That's like the burst SMG.
Yeah.
The like 1911, that pistol. That's like really good.
Yeah. All of a sudden, that pistol came out of nowhere, right? Like it had to have been broken in the last update or something.
That pistol is really good.
Yeah.
It beats like SMGs up close sometimes. Even like medium range, it can beat ARs.
Yeah.
Like you can map people with that thing.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. But I think the GAs are getting a little too out of hand right now. I feel like there needs to be like a fair middle ground with everything. I feel like some people are just like, I don't like this gun. I want a gun. That's it. Like, then there's no really like hearing someone's side of the story. It's kind of just like we all want this, or a couple of us want this. We're gonna fight this, and maybe one team doesn't want something gone. But what are they gonna do if they don't want it gone? They're just gonna get blacklisted. Like, it's a tough situation, and I feel like it's going a little too far.
Yeah, it's hurting the game. It's hurting the challenge. Like nobody wants to see. Like now it's becoming a spectacle, right? Like there's so many people coming out here with news talking about like this is GA now, this is GA. Like oh, they've gone too far. They're GA in maps now.
Apparently. Oh yeah, apparently.
Like, Crossroads is no longer a thing.
Yeah, we scrimmed Crossroads versus you guys yesterday, but so I don't know like the GA with that
or the reason for it.
I don't know the reason at all. Because I think people were thinking when Raid was getting introduced, that would replace Cartel like officially.
Yeah.
So I don't know if people think that that's supposed to replace Crossroads or if it's just going to replace Cartel like it should be. So apparently people haven't been scrimming Crossroads. We played it versus you guys yesterday, so I'm not really sure on the whole situation right now. But yeah, everything is trying to get GA'd right now.
Yeah, I really like this game for S&D this year. I do.
Yeah.
I don't know about like I don't know. That's the problem with GAs, right? Not only are they not allowed and they, whatever, but I think this is one of the reasons why it's not allowed. Because how far are you going to fucking take this thing, right? Like snipers only?
Literally. There needs to be a spot where it's like, okay, you can go up until this point. You can't just keep going or there's not going to be anything to use. Like, all right, we're just running around with knives and no smokes. Like, there needs to be a point where it stops and before it gets too bad. And because imagine like a casual Call of Duty fan, like, oh, where's all these guns that I know and use, and they don't see any. They see like 2 guns. That's literally it. When in this game, which is different from all the other CODs, because there's a lot of viable guns in this game that you can use for SMGs, ARs, and I think we won't get to see the full effect of that if everything's banned.
Yeah. The thing with those sort of scenarios, that it also puts into question the people that are in the league as opposed to those who are sitting on the bench or that didn't necessarily get picked up or they fell off from the 5 to the 4v4, right? Because you sort of look at these players who are like begging for these GAs or doing their best. They're like, you're only doing that to better yourself because you're not going to be able to compete with the people who don't give a shit about GAs and just like want to play the game, right? So it sort of brings to light that scenario where this whole friendship league, and it happens. And look, I'm culprit number 1 for friendship leagues, right? Like that's I all my friends are on my team right now, and I'll stick with somebody, instead of just fucking trying to replace them immediately because I like that storyline better than to you know what I mean. But it does raise the question, is the current structure of the league and the way that we are sort of picking up players, dropping players, the way to do it, right? Because it's think about the amount of, I don't know, but it's also good because the competition is just going to be that much better, in my opinion.
I think the way it's going is actually pretty good because I feel like now is some of the best times to become a challengers player and then hit the come up and become a pro. Because last year there was tons of people that made a name for themselves, like Mac when he joined our team, when I was on New York, Awakening when he was on Florida, Vivid. And Spark got a chance on LAG. Like I feel like there were so many new players that came to the league last year and really made a name for themselves. And some stuck around, some are still back in challengers, but they're grinding to make their way back up. So I feel like now is the best time to try and hit the come up. And I think what really halted everything was the fact that there wasn't expansion teams. And if there would have been expansion teams, even if it went back to 4v4, there would still be more opportunity and more spots in this league. So hopefully next year, if they do come in, there will be 16 teams. That would be like a dream.
Yeah.
And then more people will get the opportunity that they deserve, because there is a lot of very talented COD players that are not in the league right now. So there needs to be just more spots for them.
Yeah, I think there's 12 now. 4 more will make 16. I think that's a good that is a good solid number to sort of be at. I think one of the reasons that Overwatch didn't necessarily have, well, obviously there's so many things that went wrong with Overwatch as a whole. I do believe that there's a way for that to be turned around. I mean, I think esports right now is going through such a transitionary period that everybody's trying to find their footing on whether or not they are going to be a major esport, right?
Yeah.
You look at the amount of viewership on mobile games that you see, probably millions of spectators for championships. That's more than all of your major fucking esports currently, right? And you sort of wonder, like, who's watching these things, right? Like, how are this many people interested in what we're doing? So where I was going with that is, at some point or another, there needs to be a set of rules that truly apply to the league and sort of reshape the future of the league. When that comes, how that comes, who brings that up, like is going to be something that, you know, the players have to have a say in it, the team ownership has to say in it, and obviously the league has to say in it, because, you know, they're the ones that understand how, and the developers ultimately will have to say something, right? So I don't know. I think this transitionary period will reshape the way that we approach all future competitions, and it doesn't help that we're going through a global pandemic.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't help.
Right? So I don't know, man. I'm still excited about the future of it, but I'm thinking to myself, why aren't we taking the time now that we have so much downtime and we don't have to worry about these things to really put in place what needs to be done inside? Yeah,
that's one of the things that's always been specific to COD and very interesting, is that the game changes every single year. There's a different developer. So right now we're with Treyarch. The year before we were with Infinity Ward. I don't know who's making the next Call of Duty yet. It's like, and with the franchise league, who do we like talk to directly and make plans for the next game? Because like if it's a league that's huge, all these teams had to spend millions and millions of dollars to get in. Like, we should try and have the best competition, the best game, the best competitive game for the league. And I don't know who we need to be talking to doing that. Hopefully they are doing that behind the scenes. But if it's a different developer, some developers might not care about the league as much as others. So it's like a real weird area when that comes in.
Do you think that that's something that they know? Like, do you think that that's something that internally they're like, you know what? Yeah, this developer doesn't care as much as Treyarch, right? Like, or this developer doesn't care whether it's Sledgehammer, whether it's Infinity War, or whoever. Like, there is the opportunity to truly just sit down and be like, why don't we assign this for just competition, for CDL, right? Like, why don't we assign this the same way that you have S&D, the same way that you have Domination, the same way that you have this, you should also have a CDL playlist that is that.